Hey, it's Jack here, and today we're going to take you to a throwback video that I filmed in 2019 when I was in South Dakota at Ellsworth Air Force Base at the Air Museum. Visit the Air Museum. The Air Museum is a free exhibit at that Air Force Base, and I recently found this memory card with this footage on there. Unfortunately, there was no audio recorded, so the audio you're going to hear on this video was recorded now in 2022. There may be some mistakes in the audio because I'm going off my memory and what I filmed. If you find any errors in my commentary, please let me know in the comments down below. It's a privilege to bring to you Ellsworth Air Museum, South Dakota, 2019. As we start our tour, we come across this map that's outside that shows us the various aircraft where they're located and also where the restrooms are located. All the planes in the outside have one of these banners that talk about the plane. This is the B-29 Super Fortress here. This is the EC-135A Airborne Launch Control System, or ALCS. Before this plane was converted to a missile launch, the plane acted as a fueling station in the air, pumping fuel at 300 miles per hour. It would refuel bombers with its tail boom. This is the B-52D Stratofortress. This is a C-54D Skymaster. This is the B-1B bomber for the 21st century. And this is the Minuteman II missile. And next to Minuteman II is the Nike missile. Where I grew up, there used to be a Nike missile base just around the corner. And here we have the C-45H Expediter. This is the F-100A Super Sabre. And here's a B-25 Mitchell. Something to note is on the top of that prop, there's a bird chilling, enjoying the day. This is the F-102 Delta Dagger. This is the F-101B Voodoo. I remember as a kid doing the model of this aircraft. This is the F-86H Sabre. This is another aircraft that I did a model of as a kid. This is a B-26K Counter Invader. This is the EB-57B Canberra. This is a C-47 Skytrain. This is a C-131D Samaritan. This is an O-2A Skymaster. This is an F-105B Thunder Chief. This is a UH 1F Iroquois, also known as a Huey. This is another aircraft I remember doing a model of as a kid. This is the F-84F Thunderstreak. This is a U-3A Blue Canoe utility aircraft. This is the A-7D Corsair II. This is the FB-111A Aardvark. Well, that takes care of the outside looking at the planes. Let's go on inside and check out the museum. Coming into the museum, we enter and exit through the gift shop, and it looks like we're going through the Berlin Wall. Here's a Berlin Wall memorial. Over here are artifacts from the Korean War, and as we look further, there will also be things from the Vietnam War. Here's Korean War. And over here are items from the Vietnam War. These are different emblems for the squadrons here. But on the other side of the wall is a Minuteman II missile simulator. And we're going to walk over there and take a look at that right now. And here's what the inside of a missile silo would look like. If you've ever stationed in a missile silo, I'd love to hear about it. Leave me a comment down below. And here's a model of what the missile silo looks underground. So the prisoner of war missing in action remembrance table. This takes us to a missile. And next to that missile is a plane. When I originally shot this, I didn't focus on the sign plaques, so I don't know the information on the missile or the plane. And next to the plane, there were these cutaway jet engine models. I've always been intrigued by these models that are cutaway. They show how it works and what the innards are like. This is a B-1 bomber prototype engine. From there we have information about World War I observation balloons. And this is what he would look like. He'd been in this gondola there looking down, relaying information about the enemy movement. Next to that we have something a little more modern here. Modern flight suit. And just as the flight suit has evolved over the years, so has the aviation headgear. And next to that we have these various head covers and how they've evolved. We've got the soft covers down there, and then we see a bullet hole through a World War II style helmet. Moving on from there, we can see some model aircraft in these cabinets. and other Air Force type artifacts in these other cabinets. I don't recall the information on this helicopter, but it was neat to see it hanging overhead. And these displays have other items like uniforms and such. Aircraft models are over here. And since we're in South Dakota, this is a model of the USS South Dakota. And here's information on the USS South Dakota. That brings us to this room, and if my memory recalls correctly, this is a bomber simulator. And it reminds us, do not sit in the simulator. But this is the pilots would use to flight train and simulate flying in a bomber. Some picture of the B-1B. And more information about the B-1B, different pictures. This is what it looks like to sit in the cockpit of a B-1B. And this is the L5 Sentinel. And if my memory serves me correctly, this is a model of the Corvair Peacemaker. This area of the museum represents more recent conflicts in the desert. There's a minesweeper right there. And up here on this TV, they show a drone tracking a vehicle through a city. And deeper into this part of the exhibit, we see pictures of some of the more recent conflicts. This section of the museum is dedicated to air members who were from South Dakota. The last part of the museum here shows us information about this space program. As we go to our left, here's a nice model of the Saturn V rocket. And just like any museum, you enter and exit through a gift shop. They do have a souvenir coin crusher here. And this was her gift shop. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video of the Ellsworth Air Museum in South Dakota. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and we'll catch you on the next one.